cares about Hollywood? Who cares about celebrities? Who cares about crap? Who cares about being part of this system? It's all a joke. It's all a con game. Who cares about Hollywood? Who cares about Hollywood? Who cares about celebrities? Who cares about crap? Who cares about being part of this system? It's all a joke. It's all a con game. Who cares about Hollywood?
DJ Spiral Podcast.
Who cares about Hollywood?
We are live. Yeah. There it is, kicking off the DJ Spiral Podcast number 4. That is from myself, DJ Spiral. It's called Who Cares About Hollywood? Oh yeah. We are live right now on Facebook and YouTube. As I said,
who cares about Hollywood?
This is the DJ Spiral Podcast. How are you? It's our 4th podcast. We did, of course, launch the DJ Spiral Podcast with Tia Austin. Then we had Robin S. Then we had Fred Baker. And now tonight, we're going to be... I did promise you a lot. I did promise you that I would be doing, the Youngevity and playing some clips and going exclusively over to Dr. Joe Wallach, the man behind Youngevity. And that's this product here on the screen right now, yeah? The 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, the 12 amino acids and the 2 EFAs. And we're going to be heading over to Dr. Joe Wallach, playing a clip from Dr. Joe Wallach, who breaks down a lot of stuff, okay? Breaks it all down, how the human body works, how certain diseases are created in the human body and that kind of thing. And if you're really, interested in the health kind of thing, this video will blow you away, okay? So if this is all new to you, stay with the DJ Spoiler podcast right now, because this stuff that Dr. Joe Wallach breaks down for you will blow your mind. Trust me, it will blow your mind, okay? So let's bang it up on the screen once again. The Youngevity, the 90 essential nutrients that your body needs on a daily basis. You got to cut out all the gluten. Get the gluten, get rid of it. Do not consume any gluten at all. And get the 90 for life Dr. Joe Wallach, the number one organic product on the planet that comes from the US of A, where Trump is. And you get the 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, as I said, the 12 amino acids, and the 2 AFAs. And some of the minerals are from plants all over the globe. Okay? Some that you will not get in the food chain here or in a lot of countries. So there's more information for you. Now, we're going to head over to the clip. Dr. Joe Wallach breaks down how the human body works. Okay, so enjoy this, because when I first came across it, I was like, what the It's mind blown. Okay, so let's get it up on the screen right now. Wrong one. Here we are here. So yeah. We will be pausing it as we roll along. So here we go. Here's the intro. Dr. Joe Wallach, Youngevity 90 for life. Open up the ears now and have a listen.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Wallach, and what makes me different is that I have a degree in agriculture. I'm a veterinarian. I have a postdoctoral fellowship in comparative pathology. I've done over 30,000 autopsies, including 454 species of zoo animals and human beings. And I'm a primary care physician as a naturopathic physician since 1982. And I'm here to tell you that you're going to hear something totally different than you've ever heard before when it comes to dealing with all the major degenerative diseases. All the diseases that doctors have told you are genetically transmitted, all of the birth defects you can prevent. You'll be glad you watched this video. What we're going to talk about is how you can protect yourself, how you can protect your family, the people you love, your church mates, your neighbors, and your workmates. This is something we need to do. The medical system has failed us terribly.
Absolutely.
By doing simple things, by taking action, you'll be able to do this. Do not just sit here and say, man, that was very entertaining, and do nothing, because then you will not be happy with the outcome. If you take action, you'll be very, very happy with the outcome.
So here we go. High blood pressure. High blood pressure.
Well, high blood pressure is a very common disease. It is not genetically transmitted. It's a simple acquired disease. In most cases, it's caused by a mineral deficiency. And you take the complete set of minerals, all 90 essential nutrients with a complete spectrum of minerals, and in most cases, the blood pressure will begin to drop. And blood pressure is one of those nice things. As your blood pressure drops, you can monitor yourself, keep a log, keep track of your own blood pressure, and as the blood pressure drops, you can wean yourself off your medications. On occasion, if people have what we would call kidney failure, you can also cause high blood pressure because the kidneys will release a hormone called renin, R-E-N-I-N, which drives the blood pressure up, trying to drive more blood through the small blocked blood vessels that result in high blood pressure. So what do we do for high blood pressure? We like to give the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. And in case there's a circulation problem contributing to this, I like to throw in the ultimate daily tablets, and this will support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries and also support healthy blood pressure. Don't forget to give up the inflammatory foods, fried foods, processed meats, things like deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna. You have to give up gluten and oils. No olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils.
So let's just quickly pause it there, okay? Let's just quickly pause it there from Dr. Joe Wallach. Now, I bet so far you're a bit surprised. You shouldn't be eating olive oil, apparently. Gluten. The deli ham and that kind of thing, because apparently there's nitrates in that, and the olive oil and stuff like that, contributes to, the high blood pressure getting worse, that kind of thing. So, he breaks down a lot more, and it's very interesting. Now, look, if you don't want to believe this stuff, you don't have to. I'm not asking you to believe in it. I'm just asking you to listen to it and then make up your mind. Do you get me? I'm not asking you to believe in it right away. Oh yeah, that's just have a listen and see what you think. Okay, so we're gonna head on to the next thing from Dr. Joe Wallach. So let's continue on.
This is something we need to do. The medical system has failed us terribly, and by doing simple things, by taking action, you'll be able to do this. Do not just sit here and say, man, that was very entertaining, and do nothing, because then you will not be happy with the outcome. If you take action, you'll be very, very happy with the outcome. And in most cases, the blood pressure will begin to drop. And blood pressure is one of those nice things. As your blood pressure drops, you can monitor yourself, keep a log, keep track of your own blood pressure, and as the blood pressure drops, you can
okay, the interview just skip back there, but just stay with it anyway.
On occasion, if people have what we would call kidney failure, you can also cause high blood pressure because the kidneys will release a hormone called renin, R-E-N-I-N, which drives the blood pressure up, trying to drive more blood through the small block blood vessels that result in high blood pressure. So what do we do for high blood pressure? We like to give the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. And in case there's a circulation problem contributing to this, I like to throw in the ultimate daily tablets, and this will support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries and also support healthy blood pressure. Don't forget to give up the inflammatory foods, fried foods, processed meats, things like deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna. You have to give up gluten and oils. No olive oil, no coconut oil, no
That's
margarine,
crazy,
mayonnaise,
isn't it?
salad dressings, cooking oils.
Okay, here we go. What's next? Here's arthritis. Check it out.
Arthritis is a very common degenerative disease. It is certainly not genetically transmitted in any way, shape, or form. I'd say 90% of arthritis begins as osteopenia, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, degenerative arthritis, and really gets bad when you get to the bone-to-bone arthritis point. There is a secondary type of arthritis called rheumatoid arthritis, which is an infection with a bug called mycoplasma. You can cure rheumatoid arthritis in 2 weeks with an antibody called minocycline. Kills the bug very quickly, and then you do have the residual damage. And the residual damage of rheumatoid arthritis and the other forms of degenerative arthritis, I like to use the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, all 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. There's a special emphasis on what we call glucogel as part of the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. And for an average adult, I like 15 a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, and bone itself.
So there's arthritis for you. Breaks that down. Here's diabetes. Diabetes
is a very interesting degenerative disease of the blood sugar system. It has nothing to do with genetics. It is not genetically transmitted. We've known for 70 years that it's a simple mineral deficiency disease. And regardless of age, type 2 diabetes, which makes up 98% of the diabetic population, I would get them on all 90 essential nutrients, 60 essential minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and throw in what we call the secret sauce, Sweeties, and it has the minerals that are missing when you have type 2 diabetes. You take the supplement program, 1 per 100 pounds per body weight, 1 bottle per month per 100 pounds of body weight. That's 3 a day per 100 pounds of body weight. And you take your fasting blood sugar each morning before you medicate yourself, and as your blood sugar drops, you reduce your medication as you've been taught to do by your doctor. When your blood sugar gets below 100 without medication for a week in a row, you're able to just drop back to where you're taking a fasting blood sugar once or twice a week to kind of keep tabs on it. But it is not a genetically transmitted disease, easily remedied.
Wow. It's easily. Here's obesity.
Obesity is not a genetically transmitted disease. It is certainly not lack of exercise or eating too much. It's actually a simple mineral deficiency. You take the 90 essential nutrients.
Now, hang on. I just have to pause it there. So basically what he just said there, it's not from a lack of, working out or get that up and go. He's basically saying that it's a lack of minerals. So if you actually take the right amount of minerals, you cut out the foods that he tells you to cut out, If you're overweight, basically, the weight will fall off you. That's what he's saying. Okay, and your body will come down to where it should be. So let's continue on with the interview.
16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and we'd like to throw in an accelerator. We call ASAP, 1 dropper full under your tongue, 30 minutes before each meal. If you need to lose more than 50 pounds, I would actually have you take a dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal, and a second dropper full under your tongue 15 minutes before each meal, and you'll begin to lose up to half a pound to 2 pounds a day. This is a simple mineral deficiency disease. Has nothing to do with exercise, has nothing to do with eating too much. Eating too much is a symptom of these mineral deficiencies.
Wow, so it's basically down to the minerals, and if you follow Dr. Joe Wallach and you do what he says, basically you will. He said, what is it, like 1 pound to 2 pounds a day you'll lose? I mean, that's what, a stone a week. Wow, this is crazy, this stuff. Anyway, I hope I'm opening your mind up right now. I hope it's interesting for you, because when I first came across Youngevity, Dr. Joe Wallach, over 1.5 years ago, I was blown away. I started doing my research, started to speak to the experts, and look, it's the best thing I ever done, to be honest with you. It's the best thing I ever done. I haven't had a flu, a cold, nothing in probably about, I reckon, about 14 months since I've gone on the Youngevity 90 for life. So yeah, let's continue on, because this stuff is very, very interesting. Go on to Dr. Joe Wallach. He's rocking it, isn't he? Where are we here? Here we are here. Let's rock on. Oh, this is an interesting
Well,
one.
infertility is a very simple problem. I've gotten more women pregnant than Solomon. Okay, it's a very simple disease. This almost always involves gluten intolerance, so that the mother cannot absorb nutrients. It requires an enormous amount of nutrients, just like going through puberty. To get pregnant and have a good pregnancy, you need to have all 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and a gluten-free diet. Maximize nutrition. One of the things you have to be concerned with are women who get pregnant and then have miscarriages early on and even in middle pregnancy. This is not infertility, because a woman can get pregnant, but they do have a gluten intolerance and can't maintain the pregnancy because they cannot absorb nutrients. It's imperative that all women who have an infertility problem or have a miscarriage problem must be on a gluten-free diet.
So listen, that's a very, very touchy subject when it comes to miscarriages and that kind of thing, but we'll let Dr. Joe Wallach rock on there. What's next? Autism as well.
ADD, ADHD are certainly not caused by vaccinations. You can throw in autism into the mix here. ADD, ADHD, and autism are all nutritional deficiencies, sometimes of the embryo. The embryo can be born as a little human being with autism and ADD and ADHD to varying degrees, including some variations on fetal alcohol syndrome, fetal drug syndrome, and so forth. It could be pharmaceuticals, prescription drugs, as well as street drugs. And then, of course, there are babies that are born perfectly normal, but then acquire ADD and ADHD and autism because of malnutrition. A big thing you have to appreciate is that our baby formulas, including Gerber's and Enfamil and Similac, have less than 20% of the nutrients that are necessary for a healthy, growing person.
Okay, so I just want to pause that there. That was a very important line there that he said there, that the baby supplements that people are given to their babies. He's saying, as they scientifically have looked into it, your baby only gets 20% of nutrients that it should be getting to grow and to develop correctly. Apparently, these guys have done the scientific stuff into the foods that are out there. So anyway, just had to pause that there and highlight that, because I think that is very interesting. Some stuff here just blows your mind. You're just like, Jesus Christ, man, what the honestly, I don't want to swear, but anyway, let's kick on. Let's kick on with the next part.
And we have to supplement these babies before they're conceived, all through the pregnancy they're developed in, from the moment they're born. You cannot depend solely on commercial formulas or natural foods.
Depression, guys.
There's a whole battery of diseases that afflict the brain. We're talking about depression, manic depression, bipolar disease, schizophrenia. And these diseases are all what a psychologist or psychiatrist would call, they would call them chemical imbalances. They would call them chemical imbalances. And of course they are chemical imbalances, not...
Now he's talking about the chemical imbalances in the brain, yeah? This is what he's talking about that leads to depression, that leads to people going to the doctor getting the antidepressants. So let's listen to Dr. Joe Wallach, because I am very interested to see what he has to say about this, because I know personal friends of mine who've struggled with depression. Okay? And it's not a nice thing, put it that way. It's not a nice thing. Okay, so I'm very intrigued to see what he says here now.
Prozac imbalances, but mineral imbalances. So the first thing I like to do for people with these types of emotional problems, that would include anxiety attacks and panic attacks. They have to get off of all sugar, all alcohol, absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oils, absolutely no gluten, no wheat, barley, or oats. And then they must take the 90 essential nutrients. We're talking 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and make sure that they have healthy protein and fats with every meal. I like them to eat eggs every day.
Okay, can we pause it again there? Yeah. So I just want to pause it there and basically just quickly say this, okay? That what Dr. Joe Wallach is saying there for anybody with depression and that kind of thing. Yeah, it is a chemical imbalance and that kind of thing, but it can also, can lead to the lack of minerals in your body and that kind of thing, and that can lead to the chemical imbalance. But when you get the 60 minerals into your body and the vitamins and the 12 amino acids and the 2 EFAs, and you get off sugar, because look, to be honest with you, even myself, like if I go on a little sugar binge, now I'm really, really, really careful about how much sugar I consume myself, okay? But when I go on a little bit of a sugar binge, you can find sometimes in life that you're more like, do you know what I mean? You're more like, what the? Like, but you don't realise it if you're consuming so much sugar. But let's say if you cut it all out and you give your body what it needs, then you'd start to be able to sort of lean back and say, Jesus, yeah, I didn't realise that, like, as I was away with the fairies there for a while. And even myself, like, you know what I mean? Because everyone goes through that, like, that sugar phase in life. But that's very interesting to know, isn't it? It's very interesting to know that, I mean, if, for instance, you're feeling a bit down, a bit in the dumps and that kind of thing, and, taking the 60 minerals, the 90 for life, and cutting out what Dr. Joe Wallach, look, I mean, what have you got to lose? Like, you know what I mean? If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But it's very interesting. This stuff is very interesting. Okay, and hopefully now this is the first time you've ever seen Youngevity, Dr. Joe Wallach. I did promise you all there when we launched the DJ Spoiler podcast that we were planning on doing a special Youngevity show, and tonight is the night, so hopefully you're enjoying it. Now, let's continue on, guys. Let's continue on. Let's bang this up on the screen. So here we are. Low energy and fatigue. So when you're down in the dumps again and you're not feeling great and you haven't got much energy, we all know about that. That can hit us at any time in life. Okay, so let's have a listen.
The biggest cause of low energy and fatigue is just lack of nutrition. That old adage, you are what you eat, is absolutely positively not true. You're not what you eat, you are what you absorb. And so when people have chronic fatigue syndrome, they have what people call candidiasis, low energy, just really not with it. I like them to get them on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no oils. And then I put them on the 90 essential nutrients. I like the Healthy Heart and Brain Pack for people with these emotional problems. Throw in the de-stress capsules, 3 of those twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight, and things look rosy.
Wow, really? It's amazing, man. You know what I'd love to do, though? I just want to pause it there again. Sorry, guys, for keep pausing it, but what I'd love to do is, people that are probably looking at this video now that can connect to what Dr. Joe Wallach is saying there. If it's depression, if it's low energy and fatigue and that kind of thing, it'd be great to be able to put like 10 people on the supplement that to cut the certain foods out for people to check in with people and see how they're getting on, and is there a major difference in their life? Because I mean, some of the stuff he's saying here is just blowing me away, and everything I've noticed and what he's saying about a lot of the diseases that he's talking about comes back to nutrition. It comes back to your body getting the correct amount of minerals, the correct amount of vitamins, and so on and so forth. So if you're giving your body what it needs and you're cutting out the shit that you shouldn't be consuming, then you find the balance. That's basically what he's saying. Where if you're up here and the body ain't finding a balance, yeah, and you ain't giving it what it needs, and you're up here, is that the reason why these diseases start to develop in the human body? This is what Dr. Joe Wallach is saying. Okay, let's continue on and see what he speaks about next.
Sleep disorders are a mix of problems. Insomnia is actually due to mineral deficiencies.
Mineral deficiencies again?
All 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals. You take 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and sleep comes easy. You can take an ounce of our liquid OsteoFX Plus before bedtime and ensure a good night's sleep. Sleep apnea is a normal procedure. Look at a newborn baby. They have sleep apnea. You look at a dog sleep. You look at an elephant sleep. You look at a giraffe sleep. Every vertebrate has sleep apnea. It's an absolutely normal behavior. Medical system, for financial purposes, has turned this into a disease with CPAP machines and surgeries. It's absolutely criminal. There is no such thing as people dying of sleep apnea or snoring. The only time you're going to die from snoring and sleep apnea is when your sleep partner shoots you.
The only
Skin problems.
The only time you're gonna die from, snoring and that kind of thing, and anything connected to sleep, is if your partner turns over and shoots you. That's stating the obvious, all right. Okay, I don't mean to be laughing. I just that's what I like about Joe Wallach. When you listen to him, he comes out with these one-liners sometimes. I mean, and when you look at the man and then he comes out with the one-liner, it does make you laugh. Okay, here we go. The next thing he's going to speak about is skin problems. Skin problems. Let's go.
Problems are always nutritional deficiency diseases. Obviously, there's certain infections, but 99% of the time, things that don't respond to medical approaches are nutritional deficiencies. And invariably, they're secondary nutritional deficiencies, meaning the person has usually gluten intolerance. They can't have wheat, barley, rye, and oats. If they do eat wheat, barley, and rye, and oats, they get a contact enteritis, and this causes their intestines inflamed. Some doctors will call it leaky gut syndrome, celiac disease, appendicitis, diverticulitis, irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease. We're talking about things like Crohn's disease. All of these are due to gluten intolerance. Well, at that point, you cannot absorb nutrients, particularly the omega-3 essential fatty acids, which results in asthma as well as...
Asthma as well. So, okay, hang on. I have to pause him again. So basically what he's saying is that if you're consuming the minerals, yeah, and you have high gluten, your body can't absorb the minerals into your bloodstream and to help you and to help the human body, because the gluten overrides that, yeah, for you get me? So that's what he's saying, and he's saying that high gluten intolerance is connected to asthma. Wow, I didn't even know this stuff, man. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, keep going there, Joe.
Things like dermatitis, eczema, psoriasis, rosacea on the face, and your intestines look like your skin does. And you have to get off of gluten, all 90 essential nutrients.
What? Your intestines look like your skin? What the So basically what he's saying, if you have these skin and you go down, you get cream and you put it on you, yeah, and then basically it goes away, and then, it comes back again. Apparently that's what your intestines look like. What the This is mind-blowing stuff.
You have to take the 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. I would take extra of the omega-3 essential fatty acids, the EFA pluses. Take 3 of those twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight. And eczema and asthma, dermatitis and asthma, psoriasis and asthma, rosacea and asthma usually go away in anywhere from 3 to 4 months.
What? You must be what? He did not just say that. You are kidding me. Let's play again. Let's keep going with this.
Cancer is a self-inflicted disease. It is not genetic in any way, shape, or form. It's self-inflicted from the time before you're conceived, all through the pregnancy you're developed in, from the moment you're born. It's caused by a combination of free radicals and lack of protection. By lack of protection, I mean lack of bioflavonoids, lack of antioxidants to protect you from free radical damage, trans fatty acids, heterocyclic amines, and acrylamides. If you want to avoid cancer, you must avoid fried foods, processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. You must give up oils, including olive oil. You must give up coconut oil. You must give up margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils. And if you eat canned fish, you got to be packed in water, mustard, tomato sauce, not oils. No gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. In addition to taking the 90 essential nutrients appropriate for your body weight, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, I would like to throw in high levels of antioxidants. We have some great ones of Cell Shield RTQ, R for resveratrol, T for turmeric, Q for quercetin. And then I also like the Immortalium. This is built on the Nobel Prize winning information of 2009 and actually helps maintain the life and the health and the stability of the telomeres, which are the end caps on the chromosomes. You do not want to leave home without it.
Holy Jesus Christ, man. This is crazy stuff.
Birth defects are a very worrisome, totally preventable set of events. Birth defects are actually caused by malnutrition of the embryo. There's not a single, now hear me, there's not a single genetically transmitted birth defect. That's all been a big myth. That was running down the wrong rat hole, okay? And it's all caused by, all birth defects are caused by malnutrition of the embryo. And you can't name me a birth defect that's caused by genetically transmitted disease. Now, doctors say that, but it's absolutely not true.
What?
And so it's the responsibility of the OBGYN, it's the responsibility of the grandmother, the mother, to be, long before she misses her first 2 periods, to take all 90 essential nutrients to protect the embryo. Remember, you are not what you eat, you are what you absorb, so you have to maximize absorption. No gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Take the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and you'll be able to reduce the risk of birth defects to almost zero, even if the whole family's been full of them forever. And that's because when people get generational diseases like diabetes or cleft palate or Down syndrome, it is not genetically transmitted. It's because the mother cannot absorb nutrients because she has a gluten intolerance, or they live in a place in which these nutrients exist in very low amounts.
I am blown away. What?
Alzheimer's disease is a physician-caused disease. It did not exist 43 years ago.
What?
Today it's the
Hang on.
#4 killer.
Alzheimer's disease did not exist on planet Earth 40 years ago, and it's the #1, what did he say, killing disease on the planet. Is that what he said? Let's play it again. This is mind-blowing stuff here.
Of adults over the age of 65. It's a simple nutritional deficiency disease. A big study done by Johns Hopkins came out in 2004, showed that they could actually prevent Alzheimer's disease in a controlled, double-blind, randomized study on 5,000 people over a 10-year period with a special diet, restricting certain foods, and supplementing with nutrients, right? And in February of 2012, the FDA came out and said, give up statin drugs, because statin drugs, the drugs that lower cholesterol, actually increase your risk of Alzheimer's disease and type 2 diabetes. Do not take statin drugs. Well, that's because when you have Alzheimer's disease, your brain loses the myelin, which is the insulation material, and myelin is 100% cholesterol. There are 4 other dementias: vascular dementia, Korsakoff syndrome, Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, and Alzheimer's disease. And Alzheimer's disease, also there is the dementia that's caused by a vitamin B12 deficiency. It goes along with pernicious anemia. So, all 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, 6 eggs a day per 100 pounds of body weight, poached. Also, I would throw in the de-stress capsules, 3 of those 3 times a day. When a person has dementia, I take that many just to prevent dementia.
Wow, this is crazy stuff, this is.
Cardiovascular disease is not genetically transmitted. It's one of those diseases that are self-inflicted. It's caused by free radical damage to the heart. It has nothing to do with cholesterol. There's no heart disease that has anything to do with cholesterol. Clogged arteries is not due to cholesterol. Stroke is not due to cholesterol. Cholesterol has nothing to do with cardiovascular disease, nothing. So what causes cardiovascular disease? Well, congestive heart failure is a deficiency of a single vitamin. We've known that since the 1700s. And then there's cardiomyopathy heart disease, which causes sudden death in athletes and people who do heavy physical work. People say, oh, they just dropped dead of a heart attack. Well, that's cardiomyopathy heart disease is due to a deficiency of a single mineral, selenium. I've actually done 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 in Qishan, China, that actually died of that disease. Very familiar with it. And then, of course, there is coronary thrombosis, which is caused by an omega-3 essential fatty acid deficiency, or a ratio problem between omega-3s, 6s, and 9s. And then there's obstructive artery disease, which is due to inflammatory foods, fried foods, processed meats, oils, and gluten. Got to stay away from all the bad stuff. And, of course, you want to protect yourself. You take the 90 essential nutrients. I like the Healthy Heart and Brain Pack for this one. 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, 1 Healthy Heart and Brain Pack per 100 pounds of body weight. I also like to throw in the extra de-stress capsules, 3 of those twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight, and you're home free.
What else? What's next? Here we go. Check this one out.
Low libido in both males and females is a big problem, and this is due to lack of nutrition. 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and of course, we need to keep the cardiovascular system available and open. We need to, for both males and females, and we have to get the hormones going. So I like to have 6 to 8 eggs per 100 pounds of body weight each day for both males and females, because testosterone, estrogen, progesterone are all steroid hormones. 95% of the weight of these hormones are cholesterol. You cannot be on a low cholesterol diet. You cannot be on a cholesterol-lowering drugs and have a good sex life. Low T erectile dysfunction, menopause is all due to a cholesterol deficiency. A physician...
Okay, anybody that has Viagra right now, just fuck them out. Sorry for swearing, I apologise. I didn't want to be swearing. Throw them out and take out the eggs. Get the 6 eggs or 7 eggs into you a day, nice and poached, and you'll have a great sex life. That's what Dr. Joe Wallach is saying. Let's continue.
Inflicted problem. Okay? I like to come up with, of course, in the old days we used to call it the stud horse formula and the filly pack. Today we have what we call the Healthy Heart and Brain Pack. 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. It's going to give the testicles, the ovaries, everything they need to make the hormones they need to make. In addition to that, for males, I like to use the selenium, extra selenium. I also like to use extra Prost FX and throw in GTO, not the car, but Get Turned On. Great, great drink. And then for females, I like to use the Woman's FX, a 150-year-old herbal blend called Woman's FX, the liquid form, 1 ounce twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight. If they prefer capsules, Balance FX, 3 twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight. Get turned on.
He's mad, isn't he? In a good way.
And what we shared with you today is the way to add 25 to 50 healthful years to your life.
What? Hang on.
You have to take the action to make it happen.
So sorry, did he just say 25 to 50 years added to your life? I mean, when you hear him say that, anybody, you know, especially if you have any young kids, I mean, it just says to yourself, wow, that's an extra 25 to 30 years with my kids. Wow. That's the first thing that pops into my head. That's an extra 25, 30 years with my kid on this planet. Like, that's the first thing. When I hear that line, that's what pops into my head. You know what I mean? Because when you bring a child into this world, you got to stick by them until the end, and it's all about them. Do you get me? They come first, then you, and then whoever else. Do you get me? But anyway, let's continue. He's closing now.
This is something that is doable. There is over $100 billion worth of research involved in the statements that have been given here today. Only you, though, can make it happen. You have to take it and use it. We can save America together, but we're going to have to do it together because the medical system has failed us terribly. Only dead doctors don't lie.
So there you go. I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to the guys from Youngevity, okay, for putting us onto that video. For all of you tuned in right now on Facebook and YouTube, I hope that has done something for you. If it hasn't, Okay, I get it. If you're not into it, you don't believe in it, you want to be, skeptical, it's no problem. Everyone is allowed their own opinion. But as the man said at the end, they have done over 100 million worth of research into the things that he has just told you. Now, we have brought the Youngevity 90 for Life to Ireland. We are the very first people to bring this product to Ireland, because you cannot distribute the product into Ireland because of certain reasons, okay? But myself, DJ Spiral, when I came across Dr. Joe Wallach, the Youngevity, and I followed the plan, as he said, you have to make the changes yourself. You have to put your trust into him. Everybody has been putting their trust into doctors for so many years. Oh, I have a bit of a cough, I'll go to the doctor. Oh, I have this, I'll go to the doctor. I'll get a tablet. You're putting your trust into your local doctor. So if you're going to put your trust into your local doctor, and we've been doing that for years, what's wrong with putting your trust into Dr. Joe Wallach, who has over 100 million worth of research put into what he's just told you? And there is amazing miracles, if you want to call them, that Dr. Joe Wallach has basically done for people. Just to give you one, I'll just throw this out there, and we get back to the brass tacks of it. You know your man that was in Lethal Weapon, the coloured guy that was in Lethal Weapon. I forget his name, the actor. He starred alongside Mel Gibson, was it? Yeah, in Lethal Weapon. He couldn't move, like he was like this. Look, this research into this is fact. He couldn't move. He had very, very, very bad arthritis, and the guy was in serious pain. And he reached out, and Dr. Joe Wallach put him on a plan, and the guy's flying at the age that he is right now. So look into that. That's just one. Just one. He also done a massive. He was doing a seminar, speaking to, I think it was doctors and that kind of thing. And one of the doctors stood up. I think he was speaking about Alzheimer's, and one of the doctors stood up and was very skeptical about what Dr. Joe Wallach was saying. So Dr. Joe Wallach says, he says, oh, I'm not a betting man, but I'll do a bet with you that I will cure a certain percentage of people with the Alzheimer's disease. And your man was like, yeah, right, this happened. But anyway, cut the story short, if you go and research into it, it's all there, it's all fact. He went and he did cure people. And what he actually cured all the patients apparently in the hospital that this doctor was working in. And what they had to do was the man had to give him a public apology. That was what Dr. Joe Wallach wanted, part of the bet. He wanted a public apology to say that I apologise, that this is real and this does work. So it's just mind blowing. Like this stuff is just mind blowing stuff. Like how would we say this now? Because like I don't want to be on the podcast here coming across like, you know, somebody that's, you know, I'm not trying to come across like, you know, point a finger at human beings or point a finger at people to say, hey, listen, you're wrong, and that's not what I'm trying to do here. So that's that's the first thing I want to say. All I'm trying to do is just trying to give people the other side of the coin. And the way I want to approach this would be along the lines of like, okay, if everything Dr. Joe Wallach is saying is 100% regarding Youngevity, yeah? If everything that this man is saying is 100%, with over 100 million research, if we look at the research, and it's all there, which it is, And now we go and we look at our food chain. I'm not getting too deep into it because, look, if we look at the food chain and we look at what we're consuming every day, that a lot of the stuff that Dr. Joe Wallach would be saying there would upset a lot of people, because a lot of people would be taking the olive oil, would be eating the meats with the nitrates, would be eating the bread with the gluten daily. You know what I mean? And it's a touchy subject, because I'm not pointing the finger at any of you people. All I'm trying to say is just, hopefully this will open up your mind. You know what I mean? Because, again, if you look at the food chain, as I'm saying, and if he's 100% on the money, what he's saying, does that not mean that a lot of human beings, this is why it's tough, it's a touchy subject, yeah? But does it not mean that then a lot of human beings are taking in a lot, a lot of bad foods daily, and they've no idea what they're doing? Does that not mean what Dr. Joe Wallach is saying? But all I'm gonna say, ending on not ending the show, but moving on to the next second half of the show, I just want to say that I'm sick of people dying from cancer. Do you know that? I'm sick of it. I've had enough of it. Yeah? I mean, it's just... I mean, it's just gone out. It's out of control, and it's terrible. It's terrible on the people that have to go through it. It's terrible on the families. I'm just sick of it. And to be honest with you, what brought me to this part of my life? I always tried to live a healthy lifestyle. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. Never had. Okay, back in the day, you might have had gives a little bang of that joint when you're 15 or 16. You know, you might have had a little puff on a joint. Maybe that's all I might have done. But I've always tried to live a healthy lifestyle. Always. Doesn't mean I've been 100% spot on, because I ain't trying to be a health role model here. I'm just trying to say I've tried. You know, I don't drink, smoke, or do drugs. And what's led me to here today was, as I said, I just got sick of getting them phone calls. You know what I mean? Did you hear? And when I was growing up, like, you know, the old lady down the end of the road might pass away or something. She died from, like, natural causes, or die in her sleep, or some people that have heart attacks. But to be honest with you, like, I'm not, like, when I was growing up, I didn't hear the cancer word, the C word as I call it. I didn't hear it much, like, when I'm, like, 10 and 11. And there was a kid I used to go to school with in Colossia Owen and Finglas. Very nice lad, top of the class. You would call him that kind of geeky kind of kid. You get me? In a good way. Nice fella, lovely fella. And he passed away from the sea when we were going through school. I mean, that was always something that stood out in my mind. And then you think, oh, well, that's just a one-off. But nowadays, to hear, like, about it, it's just that what is the statistics like? It's risen, like, over the past. I don't know this off my head, but I know it's certainly risen. What, like 50% worldwide? Is it something like that? And then I think they say, I'm not 100% sure on this again, because look, I ain't the role model for health here, but I'm just trying to keep things simple. And then they can come out and say, oh, well, you know, check this, yeah? Let's say if the cancer has risen 50%, and then they've got a drop down to 30%. Just let's say this for a minute, yeah? They've got a drop down to 30%, and they say, hey, we've dropped it by 30%. That's brilliant. That is absolutely great. But let's just go back to the start here. Why? It's still up 30% more than what it was 20 years ago. So that's what we need to look at here. We need to look at, why has it gone up? What has caused it? What's the problem about it? You know what I mean? And that's just one disease, but that's the disease that I'm sick to my teeth. I'm sick of hearing about the poor families and friends and people close to you getting diagnosed with it. And that's what led me here today. I just said to myself, you know what? About 2 years ago, as I said, I've always tried to live a healthy lifestyle. But about 2 years ago, I said, you know what? I'm going deep into this. I'm going deep now. I'm going to go and I'm going to research this planet Earth that we live on. And I'm going to research into things. And I'm going to find out, is it possible that things, food and so on and so forth, does that contribute to it? We know we have the technology. And apparently now we're going 5G now on phones, which I don't know, apparently my research led me to say that that's not great for us. But anyway, so that's what led me here today. I went and started researching into things and I came across a lot of people. But the number one person that I kept getting driven to was Dr. Joe Wallach, Youngevity. So I done my research, and everything was just good. And he breaks down. What I love about him is just the way he breaks down about the human body. About how many minerals it needs and the vitamins and if you put it in and if you get rid of these foods. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. So about a year and a half ago, I got my first product sent to me from people in America because I had to get on to somebody to get it and send it over to me, yeah? Because I could not get it into Ireland. I could not get the product in here to Ireland. So I got the product and I went on it. I cut out all gluten. Now remember, this was hard for me because I used to eat porridge in the mornings. And I used to love my porridge with a bit of honey on it. But I had to cut out porridge. And I thought porridge was great. But you ever notice when you eat porridge, you feel like that? That's because it's full of gluten. But I didn't know that at the time. I thought, look at me, I'm healthy. I'm getting the porridge into me. And this is the tough subject because there would be people out there now probably looking at this saying, hey, listen, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with porridge and this, that and the other and, you know, blah, 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 what are you talking about? But look, as I said, people are allowed their own opinion. You know what I mean? And I ain't going against that. But I'm just saying what I done. I'm not talking about anybody else maybe watching this. I'm just speaking from my own personal experiences, what I done. So I decided to get off all gluten, which was very, very hard for me to do. Because I loved my brown bread toasted. You know what I mean? So I got off all the gluten. I done what Dr. Joe Wallach said. You know, I used to fry everything in oil. Everything. I used to fry everything in olive oil. Everything. I'm not exaggerating. Everything. Had to cut it out. Had to cut out porridge. Had to cut out brown bread. All the things that are hard because you've trained yourself into living life that way. So now when you go the other way, it's difficult. It's not easy from the start. You know what I mean? But I tried it and I says, let's give it a go. So we got the Youngevity in. And I tried it. And I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. It's the best. It's the best I've ever felt in my life. Honest to God, like so. It's worked for me massively. It's worked for me 100%. It's worked for me. And that's all I'm going to say. It has worked for me. And please God, and hopefully this video today, everything we done regarding Youngevity on the DJ Spoil podcast tonight, might help one other person. Who knows? But listen, always keep the mind open. It's very important. And my own son, from 3 to 5, No, 3 to about 4 and a little bit. Was getting these coughs we couldn't get rid of. And as I said to you, I just had enough, so I started making my own home remedies. And then eventually, I got the Youngevity in, as I said, and I put my child Elgin on it, and he hasn't missed a day in school since. Hasn't missed one day. Everybody says to me, my mate Tony was over with me there last week, and he was like, Jesus, he's very big for his age. You know what I mean? So I know myself looking in at it that the Youngevity is working for Elgin. I know that because he hasn't had a flu, a cold, a cough, zero. You know what I mean? He doesn't get any gluten. I don't get any gluten. There's no gluten. And I know it works for Elgin, and he's full of energy. So I see it myself, you know what I mean? It's not hard to figure out. So if there's anybody out there, this is all I'm going to say right now until we move on to the second part of the show. If there's anybody, the last part of the show, if there's anybody out there that wants to speak to myself, DJ Spiral, about this, you know what I mean? If I can help you or direct you in the right direction, I can do that for you. Because what I done was, I went on and got onto Youngevity in the United States of America, and I spoke to them directly and told them that we got to get this product into Ireland because it goes to the UK and then stops. And I says, hang on, we got to get this into Ireland. 100%, we got to get this to Ireland. And thanks to Youngevity and the guys over there, big shout out to Caroline as well, we have brought Youngevity into Ireland, which I'm very proud of. And at the moment as we speak, I think we launched about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and at the moment as we speak, we've 5 people. That's all we have so far, just 5. But it's still a start. We've 5 people that have started the Youngevity 90 for Life that we check in with and we have a chat with. And they know who they are. And they're probably listening right now. And a big shout out to all of you. And they're coming back to me saying they're seeing changes already. Some of them are only on it a week. Some of them are on it 10 days. So if anybody is interested in this product here, I'm going to bang it on the screen. The 90 for Life, the Youngevity, we can get it delivered directly to your door. We send you the leaflet with the foods to eat and the foods not to eat. You can give it to kids from 4 years of age upwards. The kids get a quarter scoop a day. If anybody is interested, if this has opened up your mind and you want to persevere with this, just get on to myself, DJ Spiral, on Facebook or YouTube. And as I said, please God, and hopefully I can help you and direct you in the right direction. Okay? So there you go. And one last thing I want to add. There's always method to my madness. Always. 100% there's always method to my madness. That's why we created Healthy Mix Dublin on Facebook. That's why. Because all I'm trying to do is take what I have been taught and bring it out there. And there's no healthy gluten-free bread out there on the shelves. I said this on the show a few weeks ago. It doesn't exist. You can't get it. So I created it from rice flour, eggs. We put the maca powder in it as well. I'm not going to give any more of the other ingredients away. But go and research into maca powder and how good that is for you. And I created the bread. I brought it to market. And we brought it to market for the past 3 weeks. And it's sold out. So what does that tell you? It's not about me being great. It's not about, DJ Spiral, you're full freaking brilliant. It's not about that. It's about keeping the brass tacks here, yeah? Let's keep it simple here. What does it tell you? What it tells me is that these people that are buying the bread obviously like the bread, and it tells me that they don't get the option that I didn't have either, and that's why I brought it to market. Now, we can stick preservatives into it if we want. We can do all that. That all exists. It's out there. But I didn't want to do that. So we brought the bread to market, and as I said, it sold out. Last week was the first week we launched. This is another thing that I launched, okay? Was the brownie, the healthy brownie, which was made from 100% cocoa powder, made from maple syrup, and there's no sugar in it at all. 0 sugar. And it tastes, in my opinion, amazing. Not because I made it. It's not about that. It's about, like, it's real. It's a real brownie you're eating. You're getting realness. You're not getting pumped full of sugar. Sugar. And that's, you know what I mean? I don't want to get, I'll get slightly worked up at times, but that's where it led me. So we brought the brownie, and that sold out. And this week, what we're planning on bringing is sugar-free cake slices as well to the market, made from rice flour. Rice flour, good for you, no problems. Maple syrup, no problems. Honey, no problems. Egg, no problems. Cream, no problems. There's no problems. If you're following Dr. Joe Wallach, there's no problems. So if you want to come down, if you want to speak to me in person, no problem. I want to speak to everybody. Anyone wants to ask any questions. I'm not saying I'm the expert, as I keep saying that. But if I can direct you, if I can give you a leaflet, if I can tell you, go check this out, brilliant. So if you want to come down to the Clongriffin market on Sunday, please do. Please come down. There'll be the slices will be all sliced up there for you. The bread will be there. Nice bit of butter on it. Everything is there. You can take a taste. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Move on. But if you do like it, brilliant. So that's why everything has led me to where I am now, and there's method to my madness. Okay? So let's move on to the next part of the show. Now, I recently seen a video of Tyson Fury, who has found things very difficult over the past 2 years, and it's the first time I like Tyson Fury. I like him because he's real. I like him because he's who he is, and I like him because I think he's a great boxer and he's a great mover for his age and for his height. And so he done his first interview in 2.5 years with IFL TV. He sat down and had an up close and personal with them guys 2 nights ago, and I was posted up, and I seen it, and I said, you know what? Not many people probably see this side of Tyson Fury and what he went through. And again, it comes back to the mental health thing, which is a very, 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 it's a very touchy subject. You know what I mean? I was in a dark place as well in life. 100%. I don't know if people know, but I was in a dark place. A very, very dark place. When you feel like every single person has turned against you, yeah? When your head gasket is gone, you look out and you feel like the dog doesn't like you. Yeah, that's where I was. That's where DJ Spiral was. In a very dark place. And it wasn't easy to get out of it. And thank God I never turned to drugs. Thank God I never turned to drink. But anybody that goes through depression, anyone that finds it hard, that turns to them things, I don't point the finger at them. Because most of them, if not all of them, when they come out of it, they can look back and say, I wish I never touched that. I wish I never sniffed that. I wish I never took that. And I guarantee you, they'd never do it again. A lot of them wouldn't. I'm saying all of them, but some people can go in and out of depression. It happens. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I was on Big Brother in 2006. Oh yeah, everything is great. The turmoil I had to go through with that freaking show. People have no idea. Would you call it selling your soul to be on television? Maybe I did at the time. Did I know I was doing that? No. Did I know I was selling my soul? No. What did I think? I thought I was a 22-year-old kid from Finglas in Dublin going onto a freaking TV show from a working class area in situations that I don't know how to react. I haven't been taught how to react in certain situations. So someone throws a hurdle at you in the house, and the only way you know how to react is sometimes with emotion. You haven't been taught the other way. You grow up around it. It's in your life all the time. And then you come out of the house, you're dealing with papers who write nothing but lies about you. Complete bullshit. Talk crap about you. You know why? Because a negative story sells more than a positive story. And when you pick a paper up, look at it all. It's mainly negative. A lot of headlines are negative. Everything that's on the news is negative because negative sells. Positive doesn't. They don't want to say how great DJ Spiral was in his community back in 2006 and 7 and 4 and 5 and 6 and, you know, all the stuff that he done in things. They don't want to talk about that. They want to focus in on silly things. And what happened was, man, my head gasket just went. I didn't know how to react anymore. I didn't know what to do. So I get on a plane and I go to Essex and I live in Essex for 3 years, clearing my head. On my own. Creating, what would you call it? Getting my sanity back, you know what I mean? Coming back down to earth. Do you get me? And people don't know this stuff. People don't know this about me. And then I come back from Essex. Yeah. I live out in Donna Bay. I go for a jog up and down the beach every day and do me thing. And keep myself to myself because I've fucked up along the way. I've done things I shouldn't have done. I've reacted in situations I shouldn't have reacted like that. Out of too much on my shoulders, too much on me, too much negativity being projected towards me. You don't know how to react. So the only way you know how to react is like, oh, you get me? And it comes to Tyson Fury. So when I seen the interview and I listened to the interview, I related to a lot of the stuff that he said about being in dark places. You get me? And then you relaunch yourself back out there. DJing since I'm 15. You put yourself back out there. You feel great again. And thank God and I'm blessed because I used to go to church nearly every day, as much as I could when I was out in Donnaby. And then, what happens then? I'll tell you what happens. We go and we launch Legends of the Old School. That's what happens next. And I brought everybody on board and tried to do my best for everybody. Tried to pay everybody as much as I could pay them. Tried to do my best for everybody. But again, people, when you're up there and you're doing okay, you're doing this, that and the other, oh, it's the DJ sport. How is it the DJ sport? People have all these opinions. They don't know what you've gone through. They know nothing about you. I would never point a finger at somebody if I didn't know them for Adam. Do you understand? Until you know somebody and what they've gone through emotionally, you know what I mean? Stop saying things because you haven't a clue. You don't know nothing. And we launched Legends of the Old School. And I brought Robin S., which was a massive achievement for me because I loved the tune. She never performed in Dublin. We brought her to Dublin for the first time. I trusted a lot of people around me. And I would do anything for anybody. Anything. And people out there listening and watching this now know that. But then people always in life want to have an opinion. And it's all about, like, if you're not doing anything, if you're in a dark place, if you're behind closed doors, if your head is down, what happens then? Huh? What happens then? I'll tell you what happens. No one says anything. Are these people, writing up, oh, no one's saying nothing. But when you're out there and you're doing well and you're trying to do good and you're trying to be, positive in life and you're looking back on your past and you fecked up there and you fecked up there and you shouldn't have done that and you shouldn't have done this and you're trying to be a better person and you're trying to move forward and you're starting to achieve and you're doing great, boom, people have an opinion. Boom, People want to take you down. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. People you trust. Boom. People you trust. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? So I just, whatever, like. And thank God, because I'll say this, and I'm going to play the Tyson Fury interview now and show the different side of him. I'll say this right now on the DJ Spiral podcast. If you are out there and you're feeling down, anything in life, anything at all, if you're feeling down in the dumps, you get me? Always understand that there's a way out. There's always a way out. I've lost a lot of friends from suicide. So what were they going through? Do you understand? So if you can as hard as it is to be strong and step up, if you can, brilliant, give it a go. But never give up. That's the main thing. Never, ever, ever give up. That's what I want to say, because when I look back on my past, it's made me what I am today, and that's what I love about it. That's what I love about it. You get me? So now we're going to play the Tyson Fury interview, and we're going to show Tyson Fury, yeah? We're going to show Tyson Fury saying how it is. All right, so let's get this up on the screen here now. Here's Tyson Fury here, and he basically, yeah, as I said, with Tyson Fury, I found it very, very interesting, some of the stuff he was saying, and you can relate to it. So let's have a listen to Tyson Fury.
So all I'm focusing on at the moment is keeping strong, keeping the faith, keep training, and doing the right things. And that's got to be a step in the right direction, because health is better than wealth. And what I was doing wasn't healthy for me, eating and drinking all the time and having no routine. So now I'm back in the gym, I feel more focused. I feel as if I've got a story to tell as well, a massive story that the world needs to know, because this can't continue to happen to other people. And the stuff that I've been through, depression, all these mental health problems, my story can help others, inspire others. I've gone from rags to riches, back to rags again, from 18 stone to 27, from a clean living man to drugs and alcohol, back to the heavyweight champion of the world again within 2 years. That's a story to tell. People will be inspired by the story, and I hope the legacy and the story I leave behind will help others in the future. What not to do and what to do. Blueprint.
Of your own admission, you spoke and you have spoken about, is it fair to call it a problem with drugs, as in recreational drugs?
Is what a problem?
What you've spoken about in the past. I'm calling it a problem, I'm not saying it's a problem now, but a past problem, if you like.
I wouldn't call it a problem. It wasn't a problem. It was just a pastime, bit of fun, buzz, whatever you want to call it. But it was more drove to that position by what was going on with my life and career at the time. You think how hard it's been for me over the last 2 years, being falsely accused of the damn right worstest thing I could have done. Of all the other things I've been called, a bigot, a sexist, a homophobe, whatever else they want to call me, I may have been all of those things, but the one thing I'm not is a drugs cheat. So, to me, that's the worstest thing that a sports person could be. He may as well be whatever he wants to be, but a drugs cheat is one thing I'm not. And I will not be convicted of it, and I will not be forced to admit anything I haven't done. So, as to having a drugs problem, no. I was forced into a position, into a damn right low place. I've been as low as any man can go, and back again. All because of what these have done to me. Before this, I never took a drug in my life, ever. I got to 27, won world titles and everything. Been around the block 10 times. never took a drug. But through these UCAD and through all this case, the pressures they put me under, nearly lost my wife and kids over it all as well. This is what I've had to put up with through these annoying people. And that's where we're at today. So was it a drugs problem? No. It was a UCAD problem. A persecution, prejudice, racist behaviour towards an individual who's totally innocent. So that's what forced me to drugs. And for all people out there who's watching, I can tell you can be forced into stuff. Depression is one of the worstest things I ever battled. More fearsome than 10 Klitschko's and 10 Anthony Joshua's, 10 Derek Chisora's and 10 anybody else. The hardest fight I ever had was with depression.
Would you say that's a part of your life that's always going to be there? Depression?
Do you know what it is? I found a way how to overcome it, which will be very interesting, and it'll be published in my book.
Something that works for you?
Yeah. And it works for other people. At the moment, I'm a mentor for quite a few famous people. Life coaching. Ambassador for mental health. People are texting me and inboxing me and stuff like that for help and advice all the time. Because if I've been through and overcome it to get back to where I am today, then anybody can. Because I was as low as anybody could go. Couldn't go any lower. The next thing was suicide. But now back on top, and I'm going to be king of the world again for the second time. This time nobody will be able to take it from me, because what don't kill you makes you stronger. I've got more fire burning inside than I did before. I want it more. There's more pain involved. When they say you can't have something, it makes you want it even more. The heart grows fonder for stuff you can't have. And when you're told you're going to get banned for a long time, you want it more and more and more. And there's not a man out there born from his mother that can beat the Gypsy King. Especially not a man with a pair of gloves on. In a boxing ring. With a referee, with a lot of judges. You haven't just got to overcome the size and the reach and the moving and all that. You've got to overcome the burning passion inside never to lose a fight. The will, determination, the drive of this individual. I don't call it Return of the Mac for nothing. I am the Mac Daddy of it all. It's my throne that I never lost. I'm the king of that throne in the heavyweight division, the emperor. And I'm still here. They may have tried to shut me out in the cold, but I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. My fans love me even more now than they did before. My popularity is on the up. Nothing can stop me or deter me away from my path. I've gained faith back in the Lord again. No one can stop me on this mission back to the top. It's a real life Rocky story, from zero to hero to zero back to hero again. But this time it's going to be done with the real me, and not some pretend cartoon character. This is one of your best interviews you've ever done, mate.
You know, it's been about 2.5 years since we sat down.
Yeah.
We've done
this is going to get
bits.
you so much views. Yeah. This is an in-depth conversation, isn't it? Maybe I should have sold this story to you, Google.
You still can.
Can you pay me?
So there you go. We're gonna end it there anyway. But you know, as I said, like, you know, I've been watching Tyson Fury for years and I've never seen that side of him. He's really went in deep there, as he said at the end there. Like, you know, he went in deep on, you know, how life was hard for him and that kind of thing. So it was very interesting for me when I heard it, and it was very you know, there's certain parts of it, as I said, you can relate to, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to certain parts of what he was saying there. You know, so, but look, I'm interested to see how he gets on. It's great to see that he's back in the gym, and he's I think he's lost 2 stones so far. And please God, and you know, if you don't like him, as I said, or whatever, just give him a chance and just let him roll on, let him do his thing, because he's been through the ringer. They said he was a cheat, and then he said, "Oh no, you're not a cheat," and then, "Oh, you're a cheat." So you know what I mean. I know he has. He's up for his hearing with UCAD on the 11th of December, and apparently he's going to be cleared. But who knows? Who knows what's around the corner? But I thought that was a very interesting interview from Tyson Fury, different side of him. And you can go and see the full interview on YouTube, IFL TV, if you want to go and check it out. Now that comes to the end of the DJ Spoiler podcast. We went a bit deep tonight. We went deep. It's not like the usual DJ Spoiler podcast, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And a big shout out to everybody for tuning in. Make sure you go over to YouTube, DJ Spoiler Podcast on YouTube, and subscribe and get involved. We are, of course, warming up for Legends of the Old School on February the 2nd. We are down in the Clongriffin Market this coming Sunday with the Healthy Mix Bread. Come down, say hello. And we will be back next Wednesday with the DJ Spiral podcast. And let's see what we have in store. Who knows? We got to reach out and speak to a few people and bring them on the show. Now, anything else before we go? Is there anything else? Will we finish with a tune? Hang on. Will we finish with a tune? Let's have a listen. Oh, we started with that tune. How about we finish with Top of the World, this tune here. So yeah, we're okay to play this tune because I own it. Can't get in trouble. So this is my brand new tune. It's called Top of the World. We're going to end the DJ Spoiler podcast this week with this tune. Big shout out to the Youngevity crew. Big shout out to everybody. Boom. Take care. God bless. Bye bye. Peace.